everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Sierra and Carissa are here. And tonight we are looking at the energies of our globe right now, according to where the planets are and so forth. So I guess that's called astrology, right, guys?
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
You know, I just make up my own words here since I don't know very much. And so I'm so excited that you guys are here to help us out for this next week, and especially the full moon coming up.
Yeah, we're excited to be here and to try to bring clarity around these super subtle energies that seem to really have an effect on our lives. But yeah, we're all just in it together. So we like to approach it in a way that makes sense and collaborate in a way that like we're just experiencing life and observing it and then making these energetic, assessments.
Yeah, we have these conversations back and forth in our house all the time. And
it's constant. Yeah.
When there's really big stuff happening though, it's like we should let people in on what's going down.
And it's big right now. Like I'm getting messages from everybody I know, really being like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. Like it's so heavy right now.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of us out here are feeling that, and so we all want to be enlightened. So thank you guys for coming on and doing this. And when you were saying, Sierra, that not so subtle energies, I'm like, really, because I feel like it's been really, really building up, and Mars in retrograde at the same time as Mercury, and I don't know when the last time that's happened, and so forth. So I kind of, is it all right if we start there and kind of look at those energies? I know that Mercury is leaving that space, that retrograde space soon, like in just a few days. And I don't want to miss out on maybe some things we need to know or do, or maybe understand in ourselves that Mercury wants to tell us or to help us learn or whatever. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Or ideas? Or?
You want me to start? Sure. Okay. Well, whenever any planet is retrograde, it's closest to the Earth. And so we can feel kind of this confusion around things that normally feel so straightforward. So when Mercury's retrograde, it's like kind of confusion in our mental processes and like our thoughts, and you can get kind of a million ideas zooming around you at once. And this is not the time to latch onto the idea. It's the time to observe the ideas and be like, okay, according to the Mercury cycle, like a month from when it goes direct is kind of when those ideas should start falling into place. Like you can look back and see the themes and be like, yeah, I was threaded here along the way. So making decisions right now, I'm thinking of like personal examples of people we know that made decisions and they should have just kind of held off on it. Yeah. It's not the time. Like don't force it. There's something else in play.
Yeah, you can do it. Like life goes on. But it's going to probably be a little bit harder than it would be otherwise, and that's just because the transmission is not totally aligned. It's a little skewed and it's all over. And so that's the purpose of that.
But Mercury's the trickster too. He likes to play games.
So yeah, so that's what I said. So Mercury is a trickster. And so there's a couple tarot cards that come to mind. Number one is the Seven of Cups, where it's almost you have all these choices that you're looking at, but it's a little delusional because you don't.
Yeah, that's a great
I love that you said
Yeah.
that. I've been pulling the Seven of Cups constantly and just taking it as like, look at the options. You don't have to make a choice now. Just look at them.
That's good. So just observe the cups in the sky.
Mhm.
Don't make any choices yet, because it's a little tricky. But some energy that we could, some positive, some things that we can learn from that is patience and really waiting to see the whole, all sides. And that, so this would be a growing possibility or a growing
Yes,
opportunity for us.
especially since Mercury is in Libra and it's retrograding in Libra. So it went into Scorpio. Like we can't have this conversation about Mercury without acknowledging where it's been before this happened. And it was progressing or making its way forward through Scorpio. And then it turned around and went back into Libra.
So in Libra, and what personality does Libra bring? So we know.
It's justice and balance and fairness, equality and peace and harmony. And so really, like if you view it in those terms, Mercury went forward into Scorpio to really like communicate or figure out some real intense truths. It was like seeking some of that, and then it turned around and went back into Libra to make justice of whatever that was.
Well, that's appropriate right now, isn't it? Since we are coming down to the wire of
Oh, yeah, this is not coincidental.
Yeah.
We talked about this the other day. So Mercury is squaring this fall of the systems. It's Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn pretty much conjunct in Capricorn. So those two energies are trying to reconcile. And yeah, we talked about this the other day. Why do we vote when Mercury's retrograde? Like, of course, we're going to have miscounts on ballots.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? I have to say, one of my main triggers personally is injustice. And so this makes a lot of sense to me, you guys, because I have been hypersensitive to injustices lately, to the point where I can't even, I can't look at videos or, anything that has to do with the injustices of the world right now, because I'm just too hypersensitive to it. Do you think it has to do with this? Do you think this plays a part in that? Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, it's Mercury retrograde squaring this collapse of the system on one side and then Mars on the other. So
they're both squaring. So your mental processes, your thought processes, your communication, and your passion, action in the world are both squaring this right now. They're both squaring this upheaval and this dismantling that's happening.
wow.
So it probably feels super helpless. I mean, that's one way to put it.
Well, and as you say helpless, that just reminds me too, with Mars in retrograde at the same time, when Mars is, that brings also a helpless feeling as well. So that you're combined with that, and then you look out your window at your, billions and billions of neighbors globally, and you can see some of the struggle right on the news with that.
I like Carissa said it in a way the other day to me, like, and Mars turned around is like trying to storm at them like a war god and is just on its own, and retrograde just going, it's like he has no power right now,
It's like,
you're not stopping that. So yeah, there's like, it brings in those elements of really accepting and being patient, not forcing anything. Don't force it.
yeah,
It's not worth it.
Life is cyclical. Like, it's not always the time for action. Retrograde is for review. What could you have done differently? And yeah, maybe there is a helplessness to, planets being retrograde, but there should also be a lesson in it. Like Mars retrograde in Aries is like, what can you actually be doing? What action can you take instead of pointing fingers and being like, it's this out here. This is oppressing me. It's the daily action of like, how do I make myself feel better?
Love yourself?
Right. Are you working out every day? Are you like expressing that Mars energy?
It's in the
in
fifth
a healthy
house.
way?
Yeah, it's in the fifth house. So really, like, primally, make love, like, not war. Literally.
Yeah,
Just
literally, yeah.
Just do
Yeah.
that. Like, do the things that are gonna just bring that primal force on your individual personal level. Self-love.
Yeah,
Like,
I like that.
like intense, powerful self-love.
And being purposed about that. And really, I feel like this is a real gift from both Mercury and Mars to really grow that ability to trust in the divine process of things. If you are being stopped, if you're being slowed down, and I always picture, those dreams where you're trying to run from first base to second base, and you're going, and in the dream it's like you're moving like so slow, and you can't get to second base. I don't know if any of you guys, everybody's like, no, we've never had those dreams.
No, I'm with you. It's only when
similar,
someone's chasing me though.
Yeah, but so it's similar, yeah. But yeah, you just can't get to that second base. I feel like there's purpose, trusting in the divine purpose of behind why some doors are closed, and you just feel like you're stuck and you just are unable to move any direction at this point. Learning to trust the moment.
Yeah, and when you start getting into astrology, you see the magic behind it. Like, it is magic that Scorpio, or that Mercury went into Scorpio and is retrograding in Libra right now.
Wow.
And really like balancing the scales in the mind.
Wow. Yeah.
Like bringing justice. Libra looks at every situation with scrutiny, and then once it makes a decision, it's final. And so
and I like that, like, portrayal for the collective right now. Like, I super hope and pray that people are really sourcing that truth and making their decisions based in truth of their humanity and of their existence.
And going back to this opportunity of pausing and trying and looking at all sides before making that decision, we're being offered that. So not to see retrogrades always as, oh no, but look for the gift that it's bringing. And it also makes sense that now that I'm thinking about it, my ascending is Libra, my rising is Sun, and my ascending is Libra.
Wait,
what's your rising sign? Wait, oh no.
You
my
are
sunshine.
You're a Leo sun.
Yeah.
Leo sun, Capricorn moon, Libra rising. Yeah.
Libra rising, yes. So
that's how you
a little more affected, wouldn't I, with this whole Mercury and Libra?
We'd have to look at the transits on your chart specifically.
So it doesn't just automatically just because I have.
I mean, we could. Your rising is in Libra.
Yeah.
So do you remember what degree?
No, I don't.
Well, it's a super fun time for you because Venus just moved into Libra and then Mercury retrograded into Libra. So we've got the two of them bookcasing Libra right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So my the sun, it doesn't say how many degrees. It just says ascendant Libra. Okay.
I'm going to turn that light on, I think.
Anyway, so
I'm going to turn this light on real quick.
Okay, so yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know the degrees that it's in, so can't really check it, but I do feel now that you're telling me about a little bit about Libra's personality, I really can see
Yeah.
where it's
Your solar energy and your inner world, your identity and your emotional body are all filtered through Libra, Mom. So that is how the world perceives you, and I can definitely see that. You hold space really well, and you can entertain all sides all the time.
Yeah.
I try.
Libra's ruled by Venus. And yeah.
Wow. Okay. So any suggestions, anything that you feel that they are telling us kind of globally in the next few days? Because I know we only have a few days left with Mercury, and then Mars.
Yeah,
is
so
leaving
Mercury
on
comes
the
out
4th,
of retrograde on the 3rd, November 3rd.
and then the 14th for Mars. So do you feel there's anything, okay, so we haven't even touched on Mars yet, really, but for Mercury, anything that Mercury, is there anything that we should grab onto before it leaves? And where is it going? Do you guys know? Mercury.
Once it goes direct.
It'll be going back into Scorpio, but it will be in a shadow period
Oh,
for,
Like 2 weeks.
yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So still give it some time, but it'll be going forward, but we're just retracing its steps, basically going through where it turned around. So
So the election is on the 3rd, correct? So the isn't that interesting?
That's the rumor. Yeah, right. It is interesting timing.
Okay.
very,
So
it's all very interesting.
so anyway, I just find it interesting globally because the whole globe is watching this election.
Yeah,
So,
Mercury going direct back into Scorpio. I would just, keep expecting to be hearing kind of some juicy gossip, especially while the sun is there. Like Scorpio wants to get to the depths of things.
okay. So when it's in the shadow of Scorpio, we can expect some juicy stuff being exposed or coming out or being.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I would say, yeah, like there's truth there. Scorpio is not afraid of facing the truth and diving into the intensity of whatever that means.
Okay. So for after November 3rd, we can look for about the next 2 weeks of truth being exposed. So personally, for people personally, you can be expecting that if you have anything that you're hiding in the shadows, it may come to the surface without you being prepared for it to come to the surface, so to speak. So not a good time to be keeping anything hidden.
Yes, especially we haven't even got to this point yet, but Mercury is going to oppose Uranus again. It did a little bit earlier this month, and Uranus and Mercury, that's exactly what you're talking about. Just like surprises, hearing things out of the blue that you didn't think you were going to hear. And yeah, if you said something and maybe thought you got away with it, I could see Uranus dragging it back out somehow.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So be good, boys and girls. Don't be trying to hide anything the next.
Just own it.
Oh yeah, just own it. There you go. Just say, yep, they said. But be prepared for those types of things. Okay. So now did we want to touch on Mars a little bit? And it's been retrograde for about almost 2 months now, right? I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, a while. It feels like forever. It's a total of 6 months, if I'm thinking correctly.
Oh, so it's been way longer. I just lost track of time then because I felt like it's only been a couple of months.
Yeah, I need to double check that.
So it's been quite a while. And so, which makes sense because it does create a lot of friction. It really, I guess, it does play on, from what I understand, your masculine. It's almost like taking your masculinity, because like you said, it's a war planet, right? So he's the warrior. He's a warrior, and it's almost like stripping him of all his tools, all his warrior tools, and saying, you don't get to have these for 6 months.
Mm.
And what are you going to
do? That you're putting it into that light, because I'm just thinking about in my head, I'm thinking about all the males around the world who were just right now literally being stripped of what they would normally do, which is go out and fight, like go out and passionately act on protection. Like Mars is protective energy, right? But they're forced inside their homes, they're wearing masks, like they're being stripped of a lot of qualities that Mars and Aries like represents.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's where
taking it down to the things that we all place, because we all have our masculine, feminine energies about us. But going out and making that living and all those things that you do that empower, you bring power to, or that energy to, and go getting it done and whatever. And it makes this, and it kind of, like you said, Sierra, being stripped from us all, to be able to go out and hunt for our family. You know what I mean?
Hunt, protect, all that primal instinct, that fire. It's in Aries. It's like there's probably a lot of Mars and Aries moments happening right now.
There definitely are. I can see this playing out, and I've been seeing it play out over and over again. I've been thinking about Mars and Aries being the individual in all of its like full passion, and then everything in Capricorn being the system. And so think about the Black Lives Matters movement, and then other things that are coming out are the way that people are being treated in rehabilitation systems, the way that people are being treated in the prison system. And then that brings me to the firefighters that were fighting in California that were ex-prisoners, but getting paid absolutely nothing. Yeah. People they are going to war for these matters finally, and it's needed. And it might kind of feel like we're getting our butts kicked right now, but there is movement happening.
There's purpose. So, so that's been a gift from Mars in retrograde and in wherever it's at. You like how I know all the terms. This is why you guys are here. So, and I get to just learn more about it. Okay, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's really
all these things are coming to the surface, and we're able to do that type of warring. We can focus our energies that have been shut down because of everything else, and now we have this window of opportunity with Mars in retrograde.
In Aries
Aries. That's what I was trying to
it's its home sign. He is strong there. Like, even though slightly debilitated from this retrograde, full fire, full passion.
But it's a gift, is what I'm saying, that we can find that other side of the coin. And I
Yeah,
think we were
it
talking
brings,
about that. We were talking about that before we went on record about the two sides of the coin, and it's important to embrace both sides. Both sides are important on that coin, even though we generally like one side or the other. It's important to embrace both sides, and it's the same with the retrograde. I feel like that's why I wanted to really look for, okay, so what are the positive things? Because everybody always automatically goes to the negative things of retrograde, when it's really let's refocus that and
yeah, I mean, just because it's, I mean, that is one of the only aspects it has, which is that square to the three huge things, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, and Capricorn in the third house, just that upheaval, that rewriting of story in our collective, from that level. But Mars and Aries in the fifth is, yeah, like she said, full fire. And we need that. In the fifth house, we need to bring it on that level to our personal creativity and the ways we're passionate about love and the purpose of all of that. The battlefield it's playing out in the fifth house, I think, is a gift. And maybe that's part of that other side of the coin that you're looking for, because with all the stuff that's going on, the restructuring and all the changes that humanity is encountering and witnessing, experiencing, we have Mars and Aries in the fifth house, bringing that life force to our creative expression and like our ability to love and other fifth house stuff.
Yeah,
Important stuff.
When you
It's a
say
good
fifth house, we calculated this
pleasure, like happiness, how we find happiness. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. I was just going to say, when you say fifth house, this is the chart for the full moon exactly tomorrow. And
okay.
so,
Good segue.
yeah, well, just explaining how we got to the fifth house there, because yeah, it's calculated for the exact full moon. So yeah, full moon on, here's the segue. Full moon on Halloween, Samhain, this like turn of the wheel. And so yeah, kind of just like setting the scene for what is going to play out over the next couple months.
It's an open portal for sure. So, I mean, with
Okay,
this
we
season,
already know, like on Halloween, where the veil is already thin on that 31st.
Day of the Dead, yeah, Samhain, November 1st, the doorway between worlds is open, and that's seasonally a gift and an opportunity for all of us to make space to grieve, to learn how to die a little bit, because we are alive and we get to do this, we get to create it. And all our loved ones, all our ancestors are begging to be let in. And we do that by acknowledging them and grieving, feeling them, to the extent that they can come and help us co-create this existence. They want to do that. They want to offer that to us. So yeah, the Samhain, Halloween, full moon on Halloween, which hasn't happened in like a long freaking time.
I think it was 1944.
Wow, 1944, last full moon on Halloween. This is huge, guys.
Yeah, and it's a blue moon.
Yeah. Huh?
Is that from the kids' tea party?
Yes.
Too cute. I love it. So, wow. So it's a big beginning to this next little season journey coming up. Season journey, whatever you want to look at it like.
Yeah, and the full moon is conjunct Uranus. Will be conjunct Uranus
Conjunct Uranus. Okay.
tomorrow, 7:49. Okay, if you post this tomorrow, it'll be today. Sorry.
Oh, right, guys, today.
Okay, so Uranus is conjunct the full moon in Taurus. And
In Taurus, right.
yes. And it is opposing the sun in Scorpio. So
give me some personalities here so I can grasp it. Help us understand.
We're trying to break this down earlier.
So yeah, Uranus and Taurus is, to me, it's all about these like radical ways we start looking at our resources or the earth. And so, we've been really extraction based for so long.
Right.
And right around when Uranus moved into Taurus, which was like maybe 2 years ago, it seemed like people were kind of waking up to this idea, like this is not sustainable. And then this is just one aspect of it, but having the moon conjunct Uranus, this is like radical change that is needed and that you're probably going to feel like in your emotions. If you're feeling like super rebellious, that's normal. Like if you do hear something just like out of the blue and you have no idea where it came from, yeah, Uranus conjunct the moon.
Yeah. So they're one energy. So like from what I've learned in astrology, if there's like that tight orb conjunction, those planets are inseparable. Their energy becomes one thing. So in this case, your emotional body, the collective, your inner world, and Uranus, the rebellious, radical, different, out of the box, chaotic energy are one thing. So it's like out of control emotions, really.
Wow.
And like that can feel out of control, but in Taurus, that's the thing. It's so grounded.
Yeah.
Moon in Taurus, like it has this real grounded nature to it already. It's calm, serenity seeking nature to it. So with Uranus there, just being like, nah, let's like party a little bit.
Yeah, let's mix it up. The way you've been doing this it's over, it's done, it's not working anymore. You need to be propelled.
So we can look forward to some people. I'm just picturing Sierra. I'm just picturing Grandma D going skinny dipping or something. You know what I mean? Like doing something a little, like maybe part of her character, but a little out of character. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah. Like something to bring a boost to your intuition that you normally, wouldn't.
You're like, oh, I'm gonna test this. This sounds kind of sexy and fun. I'll experience that. Like, is that what you're kind of bringing in with that?
Yeah, and just like, also, I think we were analyzing it in a way of Taurus sort of being like those earthly bound, grounded functions in nature, and how so it's playing out in the 6th house too. So how we're of service to the earth and our bodies, the ways that we serve ourselves, like as the divine beings we each are. Like, how do I serve you to best like let that intuition wild intuition that is grounded within the wisdom of the earth. Like our bodies are one, like finding that source allowing it to be mixed up in a way that is like, yeah, how is our emotional body attached to the things that we have become accustomed to? And yeah, those.
Yeah, like there could be something radical that kind of shows up that forces you to look at these issues.
Okay. So, yeah, and I was trying to bring it down to personal people level, like so what I'm hearing and there's going to be like a purpose, but grounded upheaval.
We might need a pause.
So, all right. So let me repeat this and see if I'm kind of following it. I'm trying to understand the personalities here that are with these, with the full moon in Uranus, full moon in Uranus with Taurus.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So like a purposed grounded upheaval. So you're coming from a whole different understanding. And I feel like there's even wisdom backing it with that Taurus there. And but you're breaking out of these boxes, and it's purposed upheaval for something, for something.
For your intuition, rewild your intuition, open that up, because it is grounded by nature.
Okay, so the encouragement here then is this time period coming up is a pure opportunity to really blast open your intuition, your crown chakra, your throat chakra, get your chakras going, because now's the time to really step into that.
Yeah, for sure. Like the full moon is happening in Taurus. The sun is going to be in Scorpio. So it's on this death rebirth axis.
Okay.
That is playing out. And yeah, same as always, we need to let a little bit die so that, the new stuff can grow.
So there's going to be some surrender too here then.
Yeah, but also like acts of rebellion are going to play out.
That's where I'm talking about all the skinny dipping and stuff.
Yeah.
Get out of your box.
Like, I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's like, okay, fine. We're not allowed to trick or treat and dress up, Sun and Scorpio. Then we're going to there's something coming up from the depths then in here. We're going to do it a different way.
So I'm trying to think of globally then as it affects like just humanity in general.
Oh, it's exciting. Like that is exciting for this rebelliousness to be taking root into people's emotions, I think.
Well, yeah, and we're tired. We're tired. People are tired of being, locked in, because we're not meant to be locked in. That's why, they have, when they have house arrest with the ankle bracelets. That's why that's a punishment. It's a punishment to be locked in, and we've been locked in for a really long time. And people are getting scared. They're getting tired. There's a lot of a lot of grief and loss, and all the amount of emotions. So it makes sense with the alignment right now with the moon and all that we're moving into this rebellious time period. It seems like people are going to be coming to the end of themselves, basically. Right? Yeah. The timing seems about right.
It's perfect. It couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm thinking about, we're saying the word radical a lot. And the root of that is actually, I think it means root. It doesn't mean like do something crazy. It means like get to the root of it.
So what I'm thinking with that Taurus coming in here, that it's not just going to be an all, if it was any other planet but Taurus, I feel like Taurus is really, like you said, bringing that grounding in. So it's not just a free-for-all, radical change and opening. I feel like, I keep all night long, our whole conversation, I've been bringing in that word purposed.
Mhm.
But I feel
It's
like it would,
practical.
yeah.
That's why, like, even your skinny dipping scenario is even better because she's in the ocean. She's in the earth, in nature. It's like, sure, it's something crazy, but like she's held by the mother.
Still being
in that.
held, but yeah. So again, I see, so not really breaking out of boxes, but opening the boxes and really stepping into some possible radical thinking that is grounded in truth and love and purpose and balance, and those things that have led us up to this point thus far, because we're moving out of some time of balance.
Mhm.
So we have that in our belts now, and now we're moving into this time where the box is going to be open, but we have that wisdom and balance and peace and love backing it as we move forward and into this radical possible upheaval, purposed upheaval and growth.
Yeah, and that's just building again. So Jupiter will be conjunct Pluto for the third and last time on, it's like really 11/12, I think, but I'm saying 11/11 because it just calls more angels in that way. And that's the third and last time, and it's going to be pretty big. So all the things you just said heading in that direction, I think it's purposeful that we are receiving these opportunities now, so that once, as the unfolding happens, as it will continue to do, like nothing is lost, but it can pass us by if we let it.
So let's not let it. Let's grab on. Let's these are gifts. Why would we let a gift go by? We want to open those gifts and receive, right? Okay, so
Hell yeah.
any last thoughts you guys want to give to, especially because with this full moon, I feel like this is so important, this full moon time. And so any last thoughts or suggestions or opportunities that you don't want us to miss out here? What knowledge do you want to impart?
Thank your ancestors.
Awesome. Thank our ancestors.
Yeah, that's the main thing that came through for me. Like,
Okay.
This is the time. They're there, and they did this for a long time before us. And there's a lot of wisdom that can come through.
So be open to our ancestors bringing wisdom through right now, especially like the veil being thin, and the full moon and all. Beautiful. I love that. Yeah. Sierra, do you have any last?
I mean, I would say that, like, if you have any witch in you at all, like right now, tomorrow, today, it's coming out, like whether you want it to or not.
I love it.
Power to all my witches.
Beautiful.
Happening.
Beautiful. Which reminds me.
Oh, pull a card.
You should do a card, I think, for this, at least one or two.
Okay, I'll use that one. And we will pull a card. Just kind of, again, the same question. Any last minute advice for this full moon? Spirit wants to bring in for us. Ooh, I'm already feeling the energy I'm feeling the energy move. Of course, we take this the day before, guys, but I'm feeling the energy move already starting today. But by the time this is posted tomorrow, the energy will absolutely be moving, and it'll be very evident. Okay.
Maybe the other just like last thing to say is, you know, don't sign paperwork unless you absolutely have to. Don't go buy a new car unless you absolutely have to. Like, maybe wait to get your car fixed until next week.
And try not to go to Walmart if you don't have to.
Avoid the masses, especially with the veil thin.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised if things start moving around your house, right? Love it. Okay, so the first 3 cards that came, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Wands, and then the 4 of Cups. There's, you know, okay, so we're starting here. It's time to let go, guys. Really, really, really time to address things that you're trying to ignore, and face the truth and surrender some of those things so you don't have to carry it around anymore. It's time to let go.
I love she's on her cell phone too.
Yeah.
Like, just put it down. Put the fucking cell phone down.
Yep.
That's probably why all the swords are in you.
Yeah, you know, put the phone down and really address the true issues that are stopping you from, from rising, right? It's kind of what I'm seeing, but it's upside down. But okay. There's a message coming in. So let go so that message can come in, okay? And the 4 of Cups there's an offering coming in. But again, this action needs to take place before you will turn around and take that offering. Okay. So it's super important to do a little bit of that work, I feel here. And then you have the Strength card. And this is what the Strength card coming in like that, but it came in reverse. And with it coming in reverse with this, I feel like it's like, please do not move in your own strength right now. Yeah, you are a powerful being. You are powerful. You're loving. You're kind. It's not time to move from your own abilities, your own strength. Move from a place of love, your heart space, not from a place of like that's. You're going to be what is that called? Gosh, you're going to be pushed on all sides, and you're going to want to react from a place of like that strength that you're not supposed to. It come from your heart space, come from a space of love. And look at that's power enough. Look at that. That's true power, guys. Okay, brute strength is not, but love is. And this is exactly what we're talking about. That unabashed, abandoned, but yet grounded upheaval or whatever. Doesn't that look like that? The full. So this is a new journey. This is a brand new, wide open spaces, beautiful journey I feel coming in.
Yeah.
It's going to be though, because we have to come at it a little different from a different space. So first it's kind of like really taking inventory, letting go of those things that are no longer serving you or this globe. Does that make sense? And then really moving from that space, your heart space. It reminds me of the reading I did yesterday.
Carissa, darkness, and the scary werewolf.
They are, guys. So, thank you everyone for coming and hanging out for a little bit and going through. Hi, Bodie.
We're having a dance party, so
Awesome.
tell us
That's
he's
the best.
just ready.
I feel like we all, like globally, everyone, we need to have a dance party. Seriously, it'll
Let's do
release some of this, it'll open some things up, and you can release some of these things so that you can fully embrace the new gift and the new energies that are coming in for us through this full moon and the last 14 days of Mars in retrograde. And, so thank you for hanging out with us. We look forward to your comments, and we will all see you next time.
Happy Halloween.
Blessings.
Happy Halloween. So.